But on today's episode, I want to talk about boundaries. You actually teach people how to treat you. For me, it was mental health months. And yeah, it's a little backdated, but it's okay. I'm releasing this video now. Hi, Roomies. Hi there, adults. Welcome to another episode on the Purple Room Podcast. If you're just joining us, welcome to the Purple Room Podcast. My name is Tulsi, and you're welcome. I want to talk about boundaries, especially for us young adults. Like what are boundaries? And how does that relate to us protecting our mental health as young adults? So if you're just tuning in, please subscribe, like, share, comment. Would love to hear from you. Let's get right into it. Okay, so the very first thing I'm going to say is set boundaries so you will not be bound. And I mean that literally. Human beings don't understand boundaries. Yes. So if you are not disciplined, if you are not enforcing, your boundary markers, kind of like your landmarks, especially in terms of your relationships with people, you will be bound, and you will be bound by obligations, you will be bound by responsibilities and things that you primarily or previously will probably not have agreed to. Boundaries are important because they protect you, they protect yourself, they protect your core, and by yourself I mean your energy, your vibe, your creative juices, all that you are. You can't give off all of yourself to people because people don't understand how to stop taking. Right? People just keep on taking and taking. So I saw a post how Jesus actually protected his mental health with boundaries. And all through the Bible, you see places where Jesus actually withdrew from the crowds to a solitary place. It was specifically written in the Bible that Jesus withdrew to a solitary place because he needed to protect his mental energy, to protect his creative juices, to even protect the anointing and the callings on his life. So boundaries are very important for young adults, for adults, for older adults, for children, for pretty much anybody, right? And the only way that you can set boundaries, first off, is to have a full awareness of self. So you need to understand what kind of person are you. Some people are introverted, some people are extroverted, some people are a mix of the two, so they're ambiverts, right? What kind of person are you? What are your temperaments? What are your likes and dislikes? You need to actually have a full understanding of yourself so that in your interactions with people, you are able to teach them how to treat you. You actually teach people how to treat you, how to regard you. And you teach them by understanding who you are and showing and portraying who you are to the world. So if you give up, and this is something I used to do for a number of people who are recovering people pleasers, like I used to say, this is something I used to give up where I always seem like the person who is sacrificial, who is extra nice, who would go out on a limb for people. And I love to do that. I want to be kind. I want to be nice as much as I can. But I understand that people don't know when to stop. People, once they get a perception of you, will suddenly think that you are a walking mat and will keep taking advantage of you until you put a stop to it. You have to be able to set boundaries in the way people address you, in the way people approach you, in the way people speak to you. And no, I'm not saying be highfalutin and lofty and all up in the clouds. What I'm saying is people should know that they shouldn't bring certain kind of energies to you. People should know just by, first of you knowing yourself, also the kind of conversations that you have, what you say about yourself, and how you approach people. Because I've realized my strengths and my weaknesses, I now know that I need to work hard to set boundaries for myself. Now, one of the major boundaries you can set for yourself is to learn to say no. And this is very hard for a number of people, especially hard for me. I'm still learning, but I think I'm getting better each and every day. Learn to say no. You have to enjoy, you have to be comfortable. You be like, I said no and it's okay, right? And that's on period. Everybody deal with it. It's okay to say no. It's okay to not be available all the time. It's okay to not be the one who has to champion the courses all the time. It's okay to not be the one at work who has to do the multiple shifts and the double errands and all of that. It's okay. Learn to say no so that people can say, oh, okay, I don't think this person, not like everybody always understands no, but a lot of the times when you say no, there's this, it's sort of like a shield. Like people just come back and I'm like, okay, she's saying no, especially if you've been someone who hasn't been very assertive, or you've been someone who didn't used to say no a lot before. When you say it, there's a shock from people like, It makes them feel like, okay, she has a mind of her own. Okay, she's human. Okay, she's not going to be always available all the time. So let's now start looking for alternative options. The statement I heard from someone saying no is a full sentence. Like no is a full sentence. Say no and leave it at that. Another problem is, sometimes people say no and they feel like they have to explain their no. You don't have to explain. Say your no and be okay with it. No, I'm sorry, I wouldn't be able to be around for that event. No, I'm sorry, I cannot give you so amounts right now or borrow you so amount right now. Not because I'm stingy. We do believe that it's important to give to people, but because I already have, and you don't need to explain to people this, but to yourself, because you possibly already have goals or things that you've already set in place that you want to achieve, and giving that amount, whether it is to a family member or friend, or to buy a should be giving a particular stipulated amount, would hinder you and limit you in return. So no protects you. In a sense, it's like taking your power back. A lot of the times when we say yes, we give off of ourselves. And it's good to give yourself, but you must be sure that you are willing to give off of your time, your energy, your resources. And even if you're compromising, understand why you are compromising and accept that you are actually, compromising. It's my choice, right? Like it's my choice whether or not to attend a particular event. It's also my choice to say no. I cannot afford this. Especially, as young adults, especially in this our generation, there's this whole vibe of, you have to be able to afford the expensive ways or the expensive birthday outings, or, like maybe your friend wants to have a birthday dinner, and maybe you're not at a time or in a place where you can contribute to that, whether it's friends, family, associations. No, I'm sorry, I would not be able to. No is a full sentence. Get used to it. It's a very good tool to have in your arsenal. Everybody is going to try to push you beyond your limits. That's something you need to understand about life. People are actually going to try to poke you a bit to see how you respond. It's in your responsibility to say, hey, no, you can't speak to me like that. Let me give an example. Say in a relationship, right? And you guys have been dating for a while, and your significant other, calls you over the phone out of the blues and just starts shouting and saying, how about you do this? And then maybe you were late, right, for an event. Please don't be tardy. Please don't be late, right? Especially my ladies, don't be late. But maybe you were late for something that you two were supposed to go in together. And then this particular person now starts shouting at you and, becomes very, not violent, but becomes very loud. And maybe you guys are in public and the person shouts at you. Your response at these times of provocations are very important. You're somebody who doesn't like being shouted at. I don't think there are people who like being shouted at, but if you're somebody who you don't appreciate being shouted at like you're a child, how you respond in this situation is very important. If you let it slide and just be like, it's okay, I'm sorry, I just wanted peace to reign, that person will do the same thing over and over again until you explode, in the sense that you bottle it up and then you explode. But if you at that moment address it and say, I'm sorry, husband, but you can't speak to me like that in a firm, polite tone. You can't speak to me like that. I don't appreciate being shouted at. The person will calm down a bit and be like, if this is the way I've been acting with other people, I can't act with this person like this. So that's what I'm saying about you teach people how to, relate with you. And that's what I mean by boundaries. So you set boundaries and landmarks for how people can speak to you, address you, talk to you, right, in different manners, so that you protect yourself, protect your space, and you also have that sense of self-esteem and self-worth. Right. Okay, I feel like those are some of the points I have to share on boundaries. There are a number of other points actually, so I'm going to be recommending this book right here. It's called Boundaries by, I believe it's John Townsend. I'll check the name because it will bless you. Okay. All right. See you guys on the next one. Bye.